A straight wirehouse or a stockbroker, they do not have to abide by the fiduciary oath.
I guess probably a basic question, but what does being a fiduciary really mean in terms of like the legal?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So to become a fiduciary, you have to pass what's called a Series 65 Universal Financial Law exam, is what the fancy name for it is. And it encompasses basically what's on the SIE, the 63 and the 64 exams. And it's all wrapped, and it also involves insurance. It's a big, massive thing. And part of the passing of that is you are by definition then a fiduciary, which says by oath and by law of your carrying the license that you have to put the client's interests first. A straight wirehouse or a stockbroker, Series 7, they do not have to abide by the fiduciary oath, which opens them up that they can do lots of different commission kinds of selling, and they can do lots of different things. It doesn't in any way mean that that broker, that Series 7, is unethical. It does not mean that. It's just they have different guardrails than a fiduciary would have. I would just say this, and no offense to my Series 7 friends, of whom I have many, but you can have the luxuries of both. You can have a fiduciary who can, I trade all day for people, right? So you can have both.
Yeah, and it's actually fairly new. I can't remember exactly when, because like when I had my commodity hedge fund before, they actually didn't have it in the early 2000. It was a little bit later. Maybe it was during the 2008 crisis when everything was, which I think it's always should be mandatory, especially for funds to have audits, third party administrators, which we obviously have. And then from a licensing standpoint, for those individuals being advisors and having securities, should have all those licenses, but in many cases, not actually mandatory at all. One of the things I always check is like, are they, even if they're a startup, are they acting like a bigger organization? Do they have all the checks and balances in place? And they're expensive, but it gives that level of comfort and transparency that they're doing things correctly.